Hi everyone, this is Dr. Funke Brown. I'm the founder of Restful Sleep MD. If you're like me or most people around the world, as summer rolls in, most times we have vacations and trips that are planned. And while this is just an amazing time to get together with family or to just unplug, especially if you are a professional or you're, a mom that's constantly busy and you've not necessarily had time to take for yourself, it's a great time to sort of unplug. So what then happens when you have the little one that really has struggles with adapting to travel? And so in this video, we're going to be talking about how to optimize your child's sleep during travel. And specifically, I'll be talking about younger kids, so infants and toddlers and things like that, because I suspect that that age group, seems to be a little bit more challenging. I have quite a few tips today, but I feel every single one of this is important. And let me know what works for you. Maybe you'll take 2 or 3 of them. Maybe you're already doing that when you're planning your trips with your kids. So definitely let me know. The first thing is start off with them well rested. This is really important because if they come up on a place where they already have sleep debt or they're sleep deprived, that trip, the journey, whether it's flight, whether it's a road trip, then becomes even harder. So try to make sure that they've gotten enough sleep at least a week preceding your trip. So that's one. The second is bring some sleep accessories. Now, what do I mean by that? Think about the things that they enjoy to have around their sleep and just try to pack that along. Now, this may mean that you're carrying a little bit of extra luggage in that sense. You may not be able to travel light. Who does when when you have young kids? And some of those things can include, their favorite PJs, their favorite stuffed animal or lovey or blanket, things like a white noise machine, especially if your child is a child that's really sensitive to noise. So either a portable white noise machine, or you can bring Alexa along if you want. Or you could use the white noise machine on, your phone can play that sound too. So that's one thing. The other thing that you can also bring, I recommend, is something like either painter's tape or a black trash bag. Because if you're going to a place where there's going to be a lot of light coming in, then that light alone may actually disrupt their sleep. So an alternative is if you have a place and you know that they'll have blackout shades, then you should be good. But most times you may not have that benefit. So that's the second thing. The third, I would say, is plan to optimize space. Plan to optimize whatever space you have when you get to the destination. So either coming in with a pack and play, or ask if there's if there's a portable crib, or just create a space for your child to be able to sleep on their own if possible. And you may need to get a slightly larger room if it's possible, but if not, just get really creative with just having a space that your child can use very well. Now, the fourth thing is recreate your routines. Now, whatever bedtime routine, whatever habits that you have in place, healthy habits you have in place for your child, try to incorporate that. So that may be, taking a bath. It may be reading a book, singing a song. You may need to modify it a little bit. It may need to be shorter, but give them that semblance of home. And so creating this in such a way that there is a buffer between all the activity during the day and allowing time for them to wind down. Number 5 is squeeze in the naps. So unless your child has outgrown naps, and say usually children anywhere from about 3, in some instances to about 5 years old, start to drop their naps. But if your child is still napping during the day, then you should try to incorporate that, fit that in as much as possible. And what this may look like may be that you have less scheduled activities. You may need to break the activities down a little bit, because an overtired toddler, an overtired infant is really not pleasant when you're trying to have fun. So I would rather you space out the events, the activities, and maybe not do as many than have one where everybody's tired, everybody's cranky, and everybody's crying. So try to fit those naps in. And then the next thing is try to adjust to the new time zone. So if you're traveling across time zones, you want to try to adjust as quickly as possible. Now, if you know ahead of time, I think the ideal would be trying to shift their schedule a little bit in anticipation of that time zone change. And so depending on how you're traveling, if you're going to be moving forward, if you're going to be going to a place where, you're an hour ahead or an hour behind, then you may want to, over the prior 3 or 4 days before your travel, start to move their wake up time a little bit earlier, as much as possible. If not, if you didn't do it, that's okay. Just try to make adjustments as soon as you get there. So looking at meal times, looking at when you're getting them to bed, try to fit into that social context as much as possible. Now, if you're there and it's just a few days, say 1 or 2 days, it may not even be worth it. And so you try to just stick with your home time zone as much as possible again. Then 7 is break the rules. You have permission to break the rules. Break the rules, have fun. If they want to have a little bit of ice cream before bed, if you're with grandma and they want to sleep in grandma's bed, that is okay. Break the rules a little. It's okay. You will get things back. So it's okay to have fun. Don't be so caught up with trying to maintain that strict schedule that it's no longer fun. It just becomes this nightmare. So it's okay to break the rules a bit. And then the last but not the least, when you get back home from your trip, try to get back on track as soon as possible. Now, this is really somewhere where I see a lot of families struggle. And usually what people say is, well, my child was an awesome sleeper until we went on vacation and we started sleeping together because there was no, the room was small or whatever. And now my child doesn't want to sleep alone in his or her crib anymore. Help. So try to get them back. If you already had a child that was, sleep trained and sleeping independently, and maybe the rules got broken a little because of just everything going on when you went on vacation, try to get them back. I promise you, if your child has sleep trained in the past, as long as they're healthy, nothing else is going on, they can go back to their prior schedule. So I hope this has been helpful. Take this, share it with people in your lives, share it with family, with friends, other people that have younger kids. I think this would be very helpful. And of course, if you are a busy mom, you kind of are known as that, you're busy and you want to get your sleep back on track, either because you're trying to set boundaries or you're just trying to figure this thing out, I'm here to help you. I offer some coaching for moms that are struggling with their sleep and are really looking to move from just surviving to thriving. So hop on a call with me. My link would be in the show notes, and I hope this has been helpful. And until next time, I hope you rest well.